Hey there, hi there, ho there, sports fans, Duran Duran fans, and Whoosher reviewers. You really did think I was just whistling Dixie when I said I was going to have last week's Whoosh episode, We'll Go to Pontins review, ready for you tonight. But here we are. I'm keeping up with all of my homework. Thank you very much. Something I never used to do in school. Frannie Rhodes here with another Duran Duran t-shirt. That's all I own is Duran Duran t-shirts. That's all I ever wear. Ask anybody. This one is my Like an Angel Duran Duran t-shirt, a song that I love and that I used to dance around to in my bedroom endlessly when I was 14, 15 years old. Thank you very much. All right, let's jump into the review. Whoosh, we'll go to Pontins, and hopefully my phone doesn't cut out on me, which was last week's episode that I missed. The first song, Sinead O'Brien, Kid Stuff, Edit. Okay, so the song starts with Kid Stuff. And then let me see some of the lyrics. Picture a portrait of yourself, and that is what you are. I like that. Picture a portrait of yourself, and that is what you are. That's one of the lyrics, which I thought was kind of deep. Let me see. What else are here? Cropped, master the edit, the length can get. And then I think she says, I couldn't make out all the lyrics, but I think she says, cropped, master the edit, the length can get the whole head in me. The length can get the whole head in me. To me, that's very sexual. So that one drew my attention. As I mentioned on last night's Whoosh review, I'm always thinking about sex. Okay, so, or my mind goes there. My mind's always in the gutter. So that lyric fit right in with that. And then there was another lyric, that which is not lost is not gone. That which is not lost is not gone. Also deep and true, but so simple. So I would call this song sassy, audacious, sexy, suggestive, with thoughtful lyrics, a bit taboo. She mostly speaks the lyrics more than sings them, and Simon and Katy talked more about that, likening her to Patti Smythe in the song Horses. And her speaking more than singing is against a backdrop of heavy guitar and cool sounding music. Now, I gave this song 4 stars. I liked it. Getting to Simon and Katy's take on it. Katy thinks that Simon has a little crush on Sinead O'Brien. Not Sinead O'Connor, mind you. Sinead O'Brien, who's the singer of this song. Simon said he could do the show. Oh, and then Simon, just randomly said he could do the show on his own. And Katy said it would be unkind for him to do the show without her because she adds such levity. I think the two of them together are great, which makes me think of my Whoosh reviews because I was thinking of doing them with somebody when I first thought of this idea, and I proposed the idea to a few people and nobody was interested. So I'm doing it by myself. So let me see. I love the name Sinead too, by the way, just as an aside. So Katy said that she is a poet and singer. Her track, Taking Time, which is another song, was one of Simon's favorites last year, and I'm thinking that they may have played that on Whoosh. Simon said she has a very interesting vocal production style that's kind of between talking and singing, but she's definitely not trying to sing. That's exactly what he said. I would call her song style unique and interesting. That's from me, Frannie Rhodes. This song reminds Simon of how Patti Smythe delivered the song Horses, if anybody is familiar with that. And then he very adeptly sang a snippet of Horses by Patti Smythe, a song that I don't know, and said this artist's voice reminds him of Debbie Harry as well, Blondie, that Sinead O'Brien's voice reminds him of Debbie Harry. I didn't get that at all. I didn't catch that. She didn't remind me of Blondie. He keeps seeing little pictures of Debbie Harry, i.e. Blondie, in his head when he hears Sinead O'Brien, and he usually always and he said he usually always sees pictures of Debbie Harry in his head, which is an interesting Simon inside piece of information, sort of a lesser known piece of information. So Katy definitely hears Patti Smythe's influence in Sinead O'Brien's work. Sinead O'Brien is from Limerick, Ireland. I love the name Limerick. To come from a town called Limerick, it must be very colorful and charming. She's now in London. Her work captures mundane, everyday observations, much like my social media. That was a joke that I wanted to make. Her work captures mundane, everyday observations. And then I put much like my social media, except for the Duran Duran stuff. But no, I thought about that with my social media a while ago, and I've thought about it several times. A lot of the stuff I post is just mundane, everyday stuff, or it used to be more than it is now. And I just made it colorful and sparkly, and I think I'm really good at doing that. So that reminded me of myself. Let me see. Duran Duran is the not mundane on my social media. They're the exciting. So Katy thinks Simon and Sinead should work together. I keep hearing these bangs, booms. So Katy thinks Simon and Sinead should work together, and Simon said he has an in. They have a mutual acquaintance. So maybe in the future, kids, Simon and Sinead O'Brien, who according to Katy, Simon has a little crush on, will work together. Okay. Let me see. Oh, and then Katy also mentioned that she was concerned that when they started promoting Invisible, Simon would take his eye off of the ball for the Whoosh playlist, which has not happened. Yay! Okay, next song is Benny Belson. It's from a guy called Benny Belson. The song is called Red Wine. Now I put because they played this game where Simon asks Katy, Simon, where do you think they're from? Simon guessed that Benny Belson was from Golders Green. He was joking and being facetious when he said it. I think Golders Green might be in England. He's actually from Chico, California. Katy thought he was a Brit. Chico, California used to have the reputation of being the biggest party college town in California. I don't know if it still does, but that's where Benny Belson is from. So the way I would describe this song, even though Benny Belson I think is a guy, but might be a girl, it's a female, cool, smooth vibe rapping against a good beat, flowing music that goes well with the rapping. We don't seem to hear much from Benny in the song. Now, that's if Benny's a guy. If Benny's a girl, then that's the cool, female, smooth vibe rapping that we're hearing. But they said he, so yeah, it's a man that made this song, but mostly female vocals in the song. And I guess Benny's making the music in the background. I gave it 3 stars, which means it was okay, but not fabulous to me. The next song is a band called Courting, Courting, like I want Nick to court me. And the song is called Pop Shop. The lyrics, some of the lyrics that caught me that I liked. Lyrics, it's like living in a gated community, there's nowhere to run. That was one of the lyrics in this song, and that made me laugh. It's fast, maybe a bit softcore punky is how I would describe it. It's off the album Grand National, per Simon. Simon loves it. They're funny. This is what Simon said about them. They're funny, they have a great sense of humor, and We'll Go to Pontins is a lyric in this song called Pop Shop, and that's how they came up with the title of the show, because as many of you may know, they come up with the show titles from song lyrics. They pick a song lyric from one of the songs that, I don't know, I guess one of them or Simon probably particularly likes, and they use that for the title of the show. And last week was We'll Go to Pontins, and that lyric is in this song Pop Shop. And Simon said, if you noticed, and I did notice, Simon. I gave it 1.5 stars for some fun kicking lyrics, like the one I just read to you. It's like living in a gated community, there's nowhere to run. That alone, just the kicky lyrics, got it 1.5 stars for me. The rest I don't think I loved. Now, Simon gave us a brief overview of Pontins. Pontins is a very British thing. It's like a camp. And if you've seen the film Tommy by The Who, they started in a holiday camp, like a pontin, okay? That they started in a holiday camp, which is a pontin, Pontin. Pontins that are a very British thing, camps, holiday camps, started in the 1950s, and you would stay in your own caravan. They would have activities, swimming pool, beauty contests at the swimming pool, and there were yellow coats and red coats, which were basically like people and guides that worked there, like camp counselor people, not counselors, but camp workers that would get everybody going into activities that would make you do stuff even if you didn't want to, basically. Katy said it sounded like the Catskills. Simon said it is, but it's so English and usually pissing with rain the whole time you're there. So Pontins sound freaking fabulous, I think. Simon only saw Pontins in movies because his parents, oh, I heard it again. Someone across the way, far away, but it sounds closer, pops off fireworks every once in a while, and it makes me jump. Anyways, it is right now anyways. So, because I'm not expecting it. So, Simon's parents never ever took him on holidays, he said. So, he saw Pontins in movies. But his mom did work at Rockley or Rockland Sands, but it wasn't a Pontin. Pontins was the big franchise, Pontins and one other that started with a P that I didn't catch the name of. So, per Katy, Courting, talking about the artists who gave us Pop Shop, listed Duran Duran as one of their collaboration dreams. Me too. Here, artistically, I'd like to work with Duran Duran. Woo! Okay, so anyways, Pop Shop would love to work with Duran Duran. Who wouldn't that has a brain and any taste? So, Pop Shop, the song, is about the music industry selling out and consumerism, and the name is derived from Keith Haring's store of the same name. Now, Keith Haring is the artist that, if you have been keeping up with Duran Duran since the old days, as I have, he was on the second MTV VJ session that Nick and Simon did when they were in their Arcadia phase, or their Arcadia stage, and Keith Haring, I believe it was that time, painted the MTV studios with his unique kind of artwork. That's Keith Haring. Many of you probably will know who he is. So the name is derived from Keith Haring's store, Pop Shop, of the same name, and it's positive for your art to be seen. Then it was said that it's positive for your art to be seen by a wider audience and not just the upper class. I think Keith Haring may have said that. I'm not sure. Courting is from Liverpool, and Simon said they have to set up a collaboration with them. And Simon sounded more excited at the idea of a Sinead O'Brien collaboration. Or Katy said they have to set up a collaboration with them and Simon. And Simon sounded more excited about the idea of a collaboration with Sinead O'Brien. So, a fan question from Victor, no location for Victor. The question was, when a new album comes out, what's the process of putting together a video? Does the band get together to discuss the look and the theme? Duran Duran is always on the cutting edge with videos, including and right up to Invisible. And what is the process? Simon's answer. It's usually that somebody has a good idea, like a single good idea. And I think he said it's rare that more than one good idea is come up with. And that's not unusual. Creative good ideas for things like this, you can't just pull them out of thin air usually. So Nick has been a big driver behind the videos with concept ideas like Girl Panic. That was my Nick's idea. Excellent idea, Mr. Rose, and it turned into a fabulous video. Pressure Off. I'm not sure if that was specifically Nick's idea, but Simon brought up Pressure Off and the idea to have Niall and Janelle Monáe in the video. Because it would have been such a waste of incredible talent with both of them to not spotlight them in the video. For Invisible, Simon gave more brief information about that, which we all kind of know now. It's created by the AI Huxley, which was very cool. The guys just taped themselves talking on their phones to teach Huxley how their faces worked and how they said certain words, how they enunciated. And then Huxley figured out how each band member enunciated from there and then put it together with its own version of them singing the song. And I think that is just all so cool. I love the whole Huxley AI Invisible incarnation. It's awesome. In fact, I would like to feed Huxley some information about myself and see what good old Hux comes up with. I have no doubt it would be very interesting. And so the next artist and song, the artist was called Psyche, and that's Psykhi. And again, I will be putting all of these song titles and artists in the notes below. The song is called White Picket Fence. It's a slower groove, but still with a decent groove. Lazy, heavy voice is how I described it. I think one of the lyrics was, "We'll be happy like a pizza." I'm not sure if I got that right, which was interesting. You can dance to it, but it's a lazy groove, like a heroin groove, is how I described it. Like nodding is how I would kind of describe this song to liken it to drugs. And I don't know. That came into my head to do that because it is a lazy, slower, nodding kind of a song, which made me think of heroin, which I have never tried, but as far as I know, that's what it does to people. Don't try it. It's not good for you. I've never tried it. I'm not planning on ever trying it, and you shouldn't either. Okay, so I gave this song 1.5 stars because I usually like kicky, more upbeat songs. Naughty, slow, lazy isn't really my thing usually. I gave it 1.5 stars. The next song is by an artist called Mustafa, Mustafa, who I believe we've heard before on Whoosh. The song is called The Hearse. And then there was a theme with this one because there was the Hearse, and the song right after this is Rose Pink Cadillac. So there was a slight car theme going on in last week's Whoosh episode. And actually, the story behind Rose Pink Cadillac is very touching. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned for that. So Mustafa, the Hearse. Again, it's a slower vibe, kind of sad, but real lyrics, meaning, real life stuff. One of the lyrics is, "You made yourself so special, I'll throw my life away for you," I think, which I thought was very sort of touching, profound, relatable. In a way, that's basically what I did with my boyfriend, Kevin. He's passed away in 2010, but many of you kind of know about him. I mean, I won't say I threw my life away. I definitely put my life second to his. I would never recommend doing that, by the way, in a relationship. Don't lose yourself in a relationship. It's stay on the track of your life and let the relationship complement that. And if it doesn't, then it's not for you. So anyways, I love Kevin, but it was a learning experience. That's all I'm going to go into. So that lyric kind of struck me. And when Simon came back on, he was talking in a low vibe, somewhat sleepy voice to match the mood of this song. Now, I only gave this song 1 star. I found it a little bit too sad for myself, but I gave it 1 star. Per Katy, every song on this playlist is brand new, and she really likes that. She just said that as an aside. The Hearse was taken from Mustafa's project When Smoke Rises. Mustafa Ahmed is the name of this artist from Canada. The New York Times calls him a folk hero for a weary generation. Okay. This song is a meditation on revenge. His friend by the name of Smoke Dog was murdered. That's what the song is about. You hear Smoke Dog's voice at the beginning of the track if you listen to the song. And Mustafa said, "My grief is incomplete without rage." And Katy thought that was very powerful. It is a very powerful statement. And then it made me think of my grief and how I process grief, because I have lost more than one person that was close to me in my life. And I honestly don't remember feeling rage about any of them at any time about losing them. There was sadness, grief. It came in waves. It was like hitting a brick wall and just having to like sit down and weep for. I remember after Kevin passed away, and I won't go on for too long about this, but I would have what I called brick wall moments where I was fine. I was just going about my day, and all of a sudden it would hit me that he was gone. I wasn't going to see him again in this lifetime. And it stopped me, and I was so overcome with grief. And I would just have to sit down and weep. I mean, cathartically weep. Seriously, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I would sit there and just cry. It would exhaust me. I would get all the emotion out. It would exhaust me. And then I would kind of come out of it. And those were my brick wall moments with Kevin. That didn't happen with my dad. It didn't happen with my close friend Samantha. Kevin is the only one that's happened with that has passed away. But I have lost others, like my father and some friends who I didn't have quite that process of dealing with the grief with. But I've never felt rage at losing any of them. So that was interesting. We all process differently. So that was this about the Mustafa song. Now, at this point, the song Nobody Knows by Simon and Nick Wood came into my head. The reason that came into my head, completely an aside, I love that song. And I never heard that song until this week when I was listening to Astronomia volumes, The Rise of Lyra. When I was listening to that for kind of a second time on Monday morning this week, Some of the songs, you know, they'd play an Astronomia song, they would play a Duran Duran song, an Arcadia song. It went into other songs related with the artists, with Nick Rhodes involved in Astronomia. Simon Le Bon's song "Nobody Knows" came up. I fell in love with that. I'm in love with that song, Simon, by the way. Oh my God. And Nick Wood, amazing job. The horns on that song are so, it's a completely open cityscape feeling that you get from it. I mean, I could totally just close my eyes and fall asleep to that song, actually. And the lyrics are my life. Okay, I completely relate to all of the lyrics in Nobody Knows from Simon Le Bon and Nick Wood. So I'm just saying, if you've never heard that song, listen to it, live it, love it. I've tried to share it to my Instagram since I heard it on Monday. I haven't been able to yet because YouTube is the hardest place to share videos from. And I used to have an application that I could do it through that they're now charging for. So I might just pay for it so I can do it. It used to be free. But I love that song. Simon, your song Nobody Knows speaks to my soul and tells a story of my life. So thank you very much. So I just wanted to say that, and it popped into my head, and I made a note of it. All right, White Picket Fence, which was the song by Psyche, which was the one that was played before Mustafa, what they had to say about that. White Picket Fence reminds Simon of Nirvana. Yes, I could see that, even though I didn't think of it before he said that. It's the lazy vibe heaviness. Per Katy, Psyche is from Ghana, and the song is about domestic violence. It's an expression of love and passion mingled with disappointment and pain. And Psyche will have an EP called Rat Poison coming out soon. They're a very unknown artist. Simon found the song the way he always does, listening to different songs, choosing the ones he likes, and using the process of elimination, coming down to the ones he actually wants to use. Simon likes the combination of soul and rock in White Picket Fence. Katy likes how he spells Psyche. P-S-Y-K-H-I, not P-S-Y-C-H-E. Katy likes the unusual spelling. All right, another fan question. Critics in the 80s focused on how Duran Duran's audience was mainly female and dismissed the band as fluff and not actual good musicians. Do you think women are better fans, and does that reflect in any way on the artist? And is it ridiculously fun to prove your detractors wrong? And I don't think they said who that question was from. Simon's answer, yes, it's fun to prove your detractors wrong, your haters wrong. That was the first thing he said. But not the most important thing. Simon isn't sure if women are more loyal fans. Somebody could do a study to see if that's true. He did say that. So if anyone out there wants to do a study to see if women are more loyal fans, go for it and send the results to Simon. But Simon thinks women are more generally enthusiastic supporters. Something called sexual energy. He said there's something called sexual energy, and when you're young and you feel hot, it's good for your performance and confidence to have that thrown at you by the spade load, as Duran Duran did. Well, he didn't say as Duran Duran did, but he said it's good for you to have that sexual energy thrown at you by the spade load when you're young and feeling hot, which I added, which is what Duran Duran's experience was. So, that was Simon's answer to that question. Now, they talked about a fan called TRACEY BEGLEY. She was a huge Duran Duran fan that I believe the band knew. She was from Australia, I found out. I did not know TRACEY BEGLEY. I looked up her profile on social media after they talked about her. And the TRACEY BEGLEY that I found, that I think might be the same one, is from Queensland, Australia. She has passed away, very sadly. A moment of silence for TRACEY BEGLEY. Seriously, it always hits me really hard whenever I hear a Duran Duran fan has passed, whether I knew them or not. And if I did know them, I like to do something in memory of them if I can, so which I have done on more than one occasion. I did not know TRACEY BEGLEY, but they talked about her last night. She has passed away. She was a Duran Duran fan from, I believe, Queensland, Australia. She was a huge fan, and they're dedicating that song that I talked to you about, Rose Pink Cadillac, to her. Simon said it's a good time song, and Duran Duran is a good time band. And so the name of this artist is Dope Lemon, D-O-P-E, and then lemon, like the fruit, Rose Pink Cadillac is the name of the song, dedicated to Tracy Begley last night. I love that you guys did that. It was also Simon's Hotspot pick of the week. The song opens talking about, I love the way you dance. I love the way you move your feet, the way you move your head and look me in the eye. That's one of the lyrics, which I really like. Another lyric is, you're a rose pink Cadillac and I love the way you roll, which is so clever and cute. It's a fun, free song. And it's a very summery feeling song. Actually, I think Duran Duran should cover this song, Rose Pink Cadillac. It'd be a great cover song for them. It was very sweet that they dedicated this to this fan, Tracy Begley. That made me cry, actually. I did end up giving the song 5 stars. Katy loves the song and video. Angus Stone, who's the lead singer of Dope Lemon, is half of the musical sibling duo Angus and Julia Stone, and now records under Dope Lemon. Simon really liked the vibe. Very nice, easy, relaxed, handmade, personal, touching, chill-out vibe. Beachy vibe with the beer is how he described it. Definitely a summertime vibe, which I agreed. So Tracy Begley, I'm so sorry to hear that she has passed, and definitely all respect and honor going out to her memory. And if anybody out there knows her, I'm so sorry for the loss. Another fan question. This one was from Sean. I don't think they said where Sean was from. Simon, in the age of social media, what are your thoughts of looking out into an audience of cell phones? And what do you think of people going live on Instagram or Facebook at a Duran Duran show? Okay. So Simon doesn't really have an opinion on this or think about it much. People can do what they like at a Duran Duran show. This was his answer. They can get down and get dirty. They can film the show and put it on YouTube, or they can go and back with someone they fancy and have wild sex. It's happened. This is what Simon has said, and that's not surprising to me. So then he mused back to when they did the Broadway series of shows and they moved to Roseland from Ethel Barrymore Theater because of the strikes. I was not there for those shows. I did hear about this, though. I believe that was in New York, if I'm not mistaken. A French acquaintance / in-law of Simon's was shagging his girlfriend during the show, and Simon was able to see from the stage, likening back to find someone you fancy and have wild sex during a Duran Duran concert. It makes Simon happy when people have sex at Duran Duran shows. More babies can serve to Duran Duran. And then he said, well, we might be a bit past the baby stage considering the average age of Duran Duran fans. And I think he's right. I think we might be past the baby stage. But hey, you never know because miracles happen. But I thought that whole sex story thing was interesting and fun. So, and then Katy said, if you've had sex at a Duran Duran show, email Simon and Katy at whoooshradio, that's WHOOO, 3 O's, SH, whoooshradio@gmail.com, and tell them about it. So I have not had sex at a Duran Duran show, just to answer this question personally, but I have had sex with Nick in my head at a Duran Duran show. In my head. Never really had it with him. I wish I were with him. And I've also had sex with Nick in my head pretty much everywhere else. So does that count? Okay. In my head, people, please hear that part. Have had sex with Nick in my head, not in real life. Okay, thank you very much. All right, don't want any false rumors to get started based on what I said. So anyways, the next song is from an artist called In My Head. Didn't really happen. Okay, thank you. The next artist is called Dora Jar, and the song is called Multiply. I would say it's unusual sounding female vocals. I like the lyric. Got a feeling you'll be in my life for a long time. Feeling naughty with a dash of spice. Those are 2 lyrics that I liked. I like the lyrics, but not the whispering and the laughter at the end. So she does this whispering thing that kind of freaked me out. I didn't like that. And then this laughter at the end that I also didn't like because it sort of scared me. I don't know why. The whispers and laughter sort of scared me. So thanks, Dora Jar. But I wanted to like it more, but it felt spooky, not in a good way. I gave this song 1 star. And Simon, okay. The next song was Seasick by Binky. I would describe it as a kicky groove, cool English accented rapping. I gave it 2 stars. Now, what they said about Binky, Seasick, and Dora Jar's Multiply. Simon made a joke about Dora Jar's name. He said, when do you call a door a jar? And I think the punchline was when it's open. I'm not sure, but anyways, bum. Per Katy, Dora Jar has a very long Polish last name, so she shortened it to Jar, Jar. Katy thought that was clever. Born in New York, raised in California with a sister who had cerebral palsy, and knew she wanted to make music by going to the Neil Young Bridge School benefits with her sister. I'm familiar with the Bridge School benefits concerts because they did them every year at Shoreline Amphitheater in Mountain View, California, where I used to work. We used to have these, yeah, at Shoreline Amphitheater. Her sister passed away, sadly. I'm sorry. She loved how music moved children who couldn't communicate but felt the vibe, basically, which I thought was cool. So that's what made her want to get into music. Simon thought Binky was a Londoner. His real name is Baraka Anjari. Simon and Katy were disappointed that he was from America. Disappointed? Simon, Duran loves America to death. So I thought it was kind of funny, and maybe I misunderstood that, but they seemed disappointed that he was from America. He's from Pennsylvania, studied at the Theater of North Carolina, and his pop career began when he learned guitar and posted a song online. One of Katy's favorite tracks of the show, the lyric she loves the lyric, "You can be my sunshine even when it's gray," which is a lyric that's repeated through the song. I thought that was kind of a cool lyric too. Simon agreed about that lyric, and I like it as well. They were saying that in England and Australia they call, and then they started talking about pacifiers. They were saying that in England and Australia that pacifiers or binkies, because the name of this band was Binky, called in America pacifiers or binkies, are called dummies in England and Australia. And I did know that. I learned that actually. Shout out from Evelyn Wade, Dizzy for Duran, one of my friends on social media. And she said dummies in one of her posts. She's got grandchildren. And I was like, what is a dummy? And that's how I found out it was what they called a pacifier, which I thought was cool. I love the different linguas, different languages, different meanings of things in different countries, and just different perspectives and different everything all around the world. I love that. It always makes me happy. So let me see. Katy was blown away by this song. So then the last song is called Shattered Faith by Vlure. V as in Victor, Lure. Now, I think I did mention for sure in last night's review how they used to just not give any information about the last song and just, outro with it after they did their standard outro of if you like to listen to Wish and all this stuff. And I didn't like that because it was abrupt and it made me feel kind of lonely. And now they're giving information about the last song before they end with it, which I like. So about this last song, Shattered Faith by Vlure, and again, that's V as in Victor, Lure. Katy was blown away by this song, and she has a huge crush on the lead singer. Now, I looked up the lead singer. His name is Justin Stewart Furstenfeld. He's a Sagittarius like me. He was born on December 14th, 1975. I wanted to see how he looked because Katy said she had a huge crush on him, so I wanted to see